Right. I am carrying extra weight.
Anyone who brings candy into this camp is not your friend.
No, man, that's my thing. No dinner, no lunch, no breakfast.
Looks like my man's packing.
Who would like to own up to this treasure trove?
My grandma runs faster than you, and she's only got one leg.
Oh, look! A deli meat.
I eat success for breakfast.
With skim milk.
You disgust me.
Well, congratulations. You just joined the 76% of Americans who forget to stretch before physical activity.
What's up, guys? Spenny. It's best to know when you've been beaten, and RFK Jr. is a dangerous man, especially if you are a Senate Democrat. Best to come correct, because RFK will come with the receipts and destroy you like he did here to Elizabeth Warren.
That was your promise.
No, I didn't. I never promised that I was going to recommend products with which there is no indication.
When you said...
And I know you've taken $855,000 from pharmaceutical companies, Senator.
Did you hold up a big sign?
Calling the senators out on their massive grift, Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren, has been such a delight to see. If RFK only accomplished that, and he's accomplishing so much, it's neck snapping, actually, and eye watering. But just calling out Bernie Sanders as the grifting socialist fraud that he is, along with Elizabeth Warren, is worth the price of admission.
Millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh, no,
and
no,
protecting their interests.
Oh, I thought that would... No. I ran for president like you. I got millions and millions of contributions.
Oh,
they didn't
great.
know the major country does. It's a simple question.
And by the way,
again and again,
Bernie, the problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies; it's in Congress too. Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh
and protecting their interests.
Oh, RFK was back in the saddle today. Just scorching him. RFK had another hearing in Congress and just left him rolling. It was great. This time there was a different cast of characters, but it was all the same thing, right? You've read the script before, you've seen it before, and you understand exactly how bad it got. Democrats are just going to sit there and simp and chill for large globalist vaccine and pharmaceutical manufacturers, so on and so forth, and shriek from the high heavens. Meanwhile, Bobby Kennedy is just defending good science. I think the entire day can be perfectly summed up by this post from J.D. Vance that has since gone thermonuclear viral. When I see all the senators trying to lecture and gotcha question Bobby Kennedy, all I can think of this. You all support off-label, untested, irreversible hormonal therapies for children, mutilating kids, and enriching big pharma. You're full of shit, and everyone knows it. 127,000 likes, 8,000 comments, 28,000 reposts. Boom, baby. But let's go. Let's freaking go. And talk about a guy who looks literally like the living personification of what happens when you take too many Pfizer drugs. Ron Wyden is a senator. He looks like a drowned corpse. I mean, I'm telling you, Ron Wyden is like the sickliest looking person. Like he's just like such a creep. Look at this guy. What is this? What the hell is this? He does. He looks like a corpse that was pulled up from the river. It's like, oh, the body we lost in 1970s. We found it. It's been floating here the whole time. Something's wrong with this guy. Anyway, RFK started off with an absolute flamethrower against the chairman of the Democrats here, Ron Wyden.
About anything you've done or plans to change it. And my last comment is, I hope that you will tell the American people how many preventable child deaths are an acceptable sacrifice for enacting an agenda that I think is fundamentally cruel and defies common sense. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Do I get a reply? Or, Senator, you've sat in that chair for how long? 20, 25 years, while the chronic disease in our children went up to 76%. And you said nothing. You never asked the question why it's happening. Why is this happening? Today, for the first time in 20 years, we learned that infant mortality has increased in our country. It's not because I came in here. It's because of what happened during the Biden administration that we're going to end.
I'm going to let Senator Wyden respond briefly to that, and then we're not going to go over like...
Then RFK decided to get to work in a 2-minute absolute and total torching of the COVID regime of scientists. The whole room completely silent. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a masterclass by RFK. A little setup here, and then a home run. Go.
Do you believe COVID-19 was politicized?
Yeah, the whole process was politicized. Senator, I mean, we were lied to about everything. We were lied to about natural immunity. We were lied to about, we were told again and again the vaccines would prevent transmission, they prevent infection. It wasn't true. They knew it from the start it wasn't true because that's what the animal studies and the clinical trials showed. We were told that there was science behind cloth masks. The CDC allowed the teachers union to write the order closing our schools, which hurt working people all over the country, and then pretend it was science-based. All of these issues, and then I can show you, like, for example, Chairman Wyden was talking about me politicizing ACIP. During COVID, probably the most famous scientist on ACIP was Martin Kulldorff from Harvard, the great, world-renowned epidemiologist and vaccinologist. And he criticized the COVID booster mandates. They ejected him from COVID because he wasn't in the orthodoxy. The two biggest health officials at FDA during COVID, Dr. Gruber and Dr. Krause, criticized the Biden mandates, vaccine mandate. President Biden said in August, I would never take that vaccine, the Trump vaccine. And he came in, he mandated it, and then he fired the two top health officials at FDA who said, hey, this thing has not been properly tested. So the whole process was politicized, and even today.
So let me,
RFK then hitting sort of the whole issue at hand here. How sick is this country? Why does nobody ever ask that? Unloading on the CDC and saying we need to fire those responsible. Let's go.
Yes, Senator, this morning, I got the latest numbers from CDC that 76.4% of Americans now have a chronic disease. This is stunning. When my uncle was president, it was 11%. In 1950, it was 3%. Today, it's 76.4%. 8 out of 10 of our kids cannot qualify for military service. This is a national security issue. When my uncle was president, we spent $0 on chronic disease. Today, we spend $1.3 trillion. It's the biggest cause, it's increasing. And all of the arguments that Republicans and Democrats have about single payer, Obamacare, or the various ways of allocate the health dollars, they're all like rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. If we don't end this chronic disease, we are the sickest country in the world. That's why we have to fire people at the CDC. They did not do their job. This was their job to keep us healthy.
Thank you,
and I need to fire some of those people to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
And RFK just keeps knocking them out of the park, man. It's just wild. All these senators, all these dementia senators with their big pharma talking points, and jacked grandpa is just not having any of it. RFK can probably outbench you or me watching this video, and he's 70. Senator Whitehouse getting jerked around. Let's go.
Put a hold on Biden nominees because I was getting jerked around by your bureaucracy. I'd like it to end and get some progress.
Yeah, Senator, you raised this during my confirmation hearing. And I said to you then, and you were very civil. You raised something that makes a lot of sense to the extent that we have the power to fix it at CMS. I'd like to do it. We've had the same kind of complaints from Vermont. But I said to you at that time, call me and let's come talk about this. You have my cell phone. You can call me anytime. I've never heard from you in 7 months. Call me up. I'd love to meet with you. I'll get Oz in the meeting, and what you're saying, particularly about at the end of life, it may be something we can do something about. I want to help, and let me know.
We'll try. Forgive my frustration. You've got 30,000 employees. They could have reached out to me. They know where I live. Yes.
Bobby Kennedy responding to the praise from J.D. Vance. You put your finger squarely on the preeminent problem, J.D. Vance. The point is that this is all bad science, right? We became the sickest country in the world. I need to make sure that that doesn't happen again. Yes. Democrats are getting absolutely torched by Kennedy. They seem uninterested in health or human services, but parrots of a failed medical orthodoxy that has made America less healthy. Karen Levitt jumping in to support Bobby here. The Trump administration is addressing the root cause of chronic disease, embracing transparency, and championing gold standard science. Only the Democrats could attack somebody for this effort. That's right. RFK is such a kook. Says the Democrats who walk around like this. That's right. Take note, the senators screaming at RFK today, all of them receive big pharma money. They're all being bribed. They're obviously compromised. I find it appalling the way RFK is treated by senators. The ivory tower of career politicians are out of touch with America. Their arrogance is disgusting. That's right. It's a battle that's won. It's a battle that's already being won. We can't trust RFK Jr. to dictate health policy. That's right. This was your health regime under Joe Biden. There you go. Just show that photo. Just show that photo. That photo brought to you, by the way, by the CIA, the same organization that is, of course, trying to sabotage RFK. You can go ahead and read our thread today about it. We talked about it on the show. We got this leaked, a CIA sabotage manual that is being distributed and passed around by people like this. These are the people that are protesting RFK today. Literal, pink-haired, obese, legitimately the most unhealthy people you could ever see. Like the opposite of health. RFK can drop down and probably do 250 push-ups like right now, and probably bench like rep 220. This is the opposite of health. RFK Jr., ladies and gentlemen, defeating these people and saving science. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.